Hello, hello. Today is the 19th of March 2020. My head hurts. It hurts, it hurts, it hurts. Over the last 2 weeks, this country has turned upside down. It's like each day is a chapter in a thriller book that none of us want to read. I feel like I'm in Alice in Wonderland, only death, destruction, and misery as opposed to cups of tea and talking flowers. I know that each country is dealing with this differently, which makes it harder for people to talk about it because everybody's at different stages. Everybody's experiences are drastically different. I can't speak for the world, but I can speak for myself and the people around me. As I sit here right now, I am not in isolation. I want to be. When I went to film this morning, my partner texted me and we are talking about it. It's not straightforward for lots of people though, myself included. To give a bit of back history, I've been struggling financially and work-wise for over a year and beyond what people are aware of. This year things started to change, and by the end of February I had 4 different jobs lined up for each day across March up until Easter. 4 different jobs, and sometimes I had 2 jobs on the same day. It was going to be a good month. And as of right now, I have lost 2 jobs. They haven't gone on holiday or taken a break with what's happening. They've gone. For lots of people, as this is happening, entire businesses are going under. Some people have the perception that it's just 14 days or just a short period of time and everything will be fine the other side. No, I know numerous businesses that are folding right now. So yeah, lost 2 jobs, lost 2/3 of my income. And there's no support there either. I mean, there's no sick pay, there's no support, it's just finished. I didn't even know my last shift was my last shift. As I sit here today, I still have 2 jobs, one of which none of you know I've worked in because I've never said it on here. I work at Primark and I have been there for over a year. They are not closing, they've closed in other countries, but they are still open right now. I've also started another new job and I love it so much, but it's still going. I'm an assistant charity shop manager and social media person, but it's part-time, so I won't be until next week. But for now, I've still got work. It's a mind-boggling situation to be in when you're desperate for everything to shut for the safety of everybody, and yourself, of course. And I am in that category of people who can't not work. As somebody who has already been stressing financially, as I said, for a long time, I cannot afford this. And it's not even like it's a choice. If I don't come into contact with anybody, if I don't show the symptoms myself, I can't isolate. Or I can, and then lose and lose. We just don't know whether we're coming or going. We need the government to freeze everything. Right now I feel like I'm lucky because I am still working. I also feel unlucky at the same time, but yeah. And don't even get me started on panic buying. As I said last week, I can't afford to panic buy. So as the shelves have been slowly depleting, it's been getting more and more stressful because you can't afford what's left. So for some people, every penny counts. It's not even a case of, oh, it's just an extra 20p, it'll be fine. No, for some people, that 20p is the difference between buying it and not buying it. So for people that are in my shoes and even in darker situations, walking around is even tougher because you can't even buy what's there. Does anyone else relate to this at all? So I've been to numerous shops, one because there's lots where I work, and because nothing has anything, you go to the next one, and the next one, and the next one. But yesterday, my mum was in Sainsbury's, and there was practically nothing on the shelves. Like, these are all the pictures she took in that Sainsbury's. I mean, there was Ben & Jerry's ice cream. I mean, 2 weeks ago, people were fighting in Tesco's over soap. Now, we're fighting over any single thing we can get our hands on. Not me personally, but as a society. It's almost like you just want to buy tons of bottles of wine or champagne or Prosecco, get tipsy and just lock yourself in. Some people are suggesting we do a social media detox, but from my perspective, I don't think that's going to help. For some, maybe, but for me in particular, no. In a normal circumstance, if something via social media is the reason for the distress in your life, then just take it away. But with what's going on, it's everywhere. And if you're self-isolating, sometimes you need social media in order to communicate with the outside world and know what's happening. But no, it's on the radio. Every single time I turn it on, it's all I hear. It's posters on doors. It's people walking past with face masks on and gloves. It's the inability to see other people. And for some people that struggle mental health-wise being on their own, it makes things worse. For me, not so much, but for others, yes. I can't pretend nothing's wrong. I can't switch off. When my finances are blowing up in front of me and when there's ill people coming into the shops I'm working in, you know, I can't switch off from this. You can't just switch off from what's happening. This is not a normal event. This is a pandemic. I guess one of the big things that this sort of makes you think about is what we take for granted. I mean, the last 2 years have taught me a lot already. I'm not taking things for granted, but even simple things now, like going outside. You know? As I sit here within this video, I'm highly aware that I'm not the only one, that other people are struggling exactly as I am, and also that people are struggling beyond my struggling and even dying. Despite all the suffering I'm going through, it could be a lot worse. Like, so much worse. That's not to say that this is not difficult for me, because it is. I was already struggling before COVID-19. I mean, come on. So today I was supposed to have been at work. I'm not. So I'm going to blitz my flat as much as possible in preparation for a potential upcoming isolation. And I'm going to try and keep a level head. Oh, and try and keep my hair as well. I mean, that would just be the icing on the cake if I was to lose my hair again at this point. If everything does shut down, I'm gonna have James, so it won't be the end of the world. If I've got James, if I've got contact with my parents, I'll be fine. Right, I'm gonna go and talk with my partner. Goodbye.